Hey everyone, how you doing today? My name's Kirsty and this is my winter haul of 2022/3. I have a few more books than that I'm going to be talking about. I have some ebooks, I have a couple of no, I don't have audiobooks. But I have some ebooks and I have like some arcs from like NetGalley and things, so even though I'll be talking about all of these, I have a few more and I also couldn't lift everything up. So yeah, I've decided to do haul videos as like a seasonal thing now rather than a monthly thing, because even though I do tend to get a fair few books each month, I have other content I want to be doing. I have a mixture here of books that I was sent from publishers. I have some birthday presents, I have some Christmas presents, and I also just have a few books that I treated myself to. So I'm going to start with the ones that have arrived from the publishers. Starting this one with Picture Perfect Christmas by Charlotte Green. I applied for this in the start of December when I was trying to scout books for my, books for my December Christmas romance vlog that I wanted to do. And this one arrived on the 22nd of December, which was the day before I was due to post that one. So I haven't actually read this one. I'm probably not going to read this one now until this Christmas. So this one's going to be a very late review, but you know, I applied for 3 or 4 books hoping to get them in time for Christmas, and unfortunately none of them did arrive, which was frustrating to say the least, but I kind of get it at the same time. Then in January I had Wa, The Art of Balance by Kaki Okumura. I have finished this. I thought it was pretty average. It was 3 stars and it was all about living a balanced life following Japanese culture and customs. Next up we have 7 X's by Lucy Vine, and this is a thing where it's basically everyone has 7 different types of exes, and usually from those 7 one of them is the one. And the main character now is going through her past relationships to work out which one maybe she needs to give a second chance to, because maybe one of them is actually her soulmate. So it's kind of like going to be a second chance romance and a bit of a deep dive into her personality and stuff, I guess. Then we have What's Your Grief by Eleanor Haley and Litza Williams, and this looks at grief and it takes you through different stages of grief, and it takes you through things to help you process and understand the whole grieving thing. And there's lots of different types of grief. Losing a job can trigger grief, losing a person, it's all about loss anyway. So it looks at different types of grief and different types of losses that trigger that grief, as well as helps you work through it. Next up we have The Backup Plan by Jill Shalvis, which is a romance set in America and was cool. I quite enjoyed it, gave it 4 stars. There was Ace Notes by Michelle Kirichanskaya, and I only started that last night, so I have no opinions on this, but it's a workbook and guidebook all about being ace and helping you navigate the world of asexuality, and especially living in a world of majority non-asexual people. And then it was absolutely screaming because I got 2 arcs that are 2 of my most anticipated reads of the year. I have The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten. Dark fantasy, court intrigue, poisons, all of that. Yes, please. And I also got In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, and it's gonna kill me. It's like little robots that have feelings, and TJ Klune is amazing at found family and emotion, so it's gonna make me cry. I'm gonna be a wreck, but I'm here for it. Then we have Goblin Mode by Michaela Coyle, which is a little handbook on how to be a goblin. So you've got cottagecore and all of those kind of things, and now this is goblin core, and it's embracing the chaos, and it's about going out and getting muddy, embracing chaos, and just living your inner goblin life. And it has things like building a fairy garden and stuff like that, and I'm here for it. So those are the e-arcs, and then I also picked up a physical arc of Out of Character, which is from Harper 360 YA, and it says Dumpling meets Guy Corella. It's a debut author. It's got body positivity, the main character is fat, queer, and perfectly content spending her nights role-playing online with fellow Tide Wars fans. If that ain't me, I don't know what is. And then I was also very kindly sent an ARC from them a couple of months earlier, but one of the books that I'd requested from them wasn't the ARC that I got, and then they sent me, completely out of the blue, a final copy of Wishtress by Nadine Brandis, which I didn't expect. So yeah, I have this and I have read it. Unfortunately, it wasn't what I'd hoped and it only got 3.5 stars, but some parts were really good and then other parts just weren't it for me. Those were the books that I just got as ARCs and stuff from publishers. Next in the timeline is Christmas books. So I got a fair few books for Christmas, which was really lovely, from various people. I got The Spanish Love Deception from Shah at Thoroughly Enjoyed Books, who I will link. Anyone that I mention in this I will link below. And she got me this because I read The American Roommate Experience, which was technically book 2. Didn't realise that it was book 2, so she's bought me the first one for me to get to. From my dad and my stepmom, I had These Twisted Bonds by Lexi Ryan. I basically sent 3 books and said any one of these 3 would be perfect, and it was this, Babel, and I now can't remember what the third book was that I asked for. But I got this one, which is perfect because I am trying to clear off all my series this year and trying to complete as many series as I can. So second book in a duology, perfect. Then my future stepbrother-in-law, as I like to call him, bought me this Book of Shadows. It's part book with spells and witchy things, and it's part journal as well. And I love this. It's kind of just like a reflective journal with built-in spells, and it's like the world knows that I want to reconnect with my pagan roots this year, because he bought me this. He also bought me a colouring book of tarot, and then Ren and I were talking about tarot and they have now said they're going to get me a tarot deck. So it's like the universe is listening to me and telling me, you know, this is the year to reconnect with the magic and spiritual side. So... And then from Clumsy Charlotte, I had 2 books arrive, and we had Captive Prince by C.S. Picat that I've read, and I gave 3 stars because I was very uncomfortable with the inclusion of child sex slaves, and otherwise it would have been a 5-star. And then one that I gave, I think, either a 4 or a 5 stars is Perfect World by Rie Eruga, and is featuring Japan, and it focuses on a main character who is disabled and is looking at Japanese attitudes around disabled people. So I really love this one, can't wait to continue it. Then we have my birthday, and I only got a couple of books, but what beautiful books they have been. First up, from Charlotte, again from Clumsy Charlotte, we have Heart of the Sun Warrior by Su Lin Tan, which is book 2 in Daughter of the Moon Goddess duology. And I think that is already potential to be the cover of the year for this year because it's just stunning. Then I got Wayward from Chloe over at Chloe H, and this is the Waterstone special edition, so it has these immaculately gorgeous sprayed edges, and I just absolutely love this book. I gave it 5 stars, I devoured it, I loved it, and I just think it is a stunning edition. And then all that's left now are just the books that I have bought for myself personally, one way or another. Some of I think only one of these is charity shop and the rest are all from World of Books. Apart from one that was a pre-order that I got. So charity shop haul was the Winter Garden by Heidi Swain. I picked this up on a whim, ended up giving it 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed it. Have highlighted a few bits, and I think this will be a Christmas romance reread every year because I think it was just so great. The pre-order I got was Mysteries of Thorn Manor, which is the sequel novella to Sorcery of Thorns. I love how teeny it is. Again, it's going to be... Choosing cover of the year this year is already difficult, and I don't know how I'm going to pick because this is also beautifully stunning and I love it so much. And then these are just book hauls that I did on World of Books. Keeping in with the theme of trying to complete or continue series this year, I've got book 2 in the Everless series by Sarah Holland, which is a duology, so this will finish it, and that's Evermore. And I just really liked the magic system in this, so I was intrigued to continue. Then I got Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston. I have book 2 there, and then this is the 3rd and final book in the series of the Geek Once Upon a Con series. So it just means now I've got both books and can finish it. And then I bought myself book 2 and 3 in the Midnight's Twins trilogy by Holly Race, because I read and loved the first one, and now I can sit and devour the final 2 and probably die from crying, because yeah, the first book had me tearing up, so I am terrified to get to these. And then the final 3 books from my series video that should either has or has not been uploaded, but there is a series video that will be at some point on my channel. I said that there are a few of them where I need to go back and reread them to decide if I want to continue them. So I've bought the first book in the Elder Races series by Thea Harrison, because I did read these as a teenager and really liked them, but it's been too long to know if I want to continue them, because they are about 11 books long now. So I've re-got the first one, and I'll give that a go, and that's Dragonbound. Same with Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell. I started this and I read the first 2 books in the series a few years ago. Wasn't overly impressed by them, but they are one that I think about quite a lot, especially Ferius, who's this lady here, and Rikus the Squirrel Cat. I do think about those quite a lot, and Rikus was amazing. So after reading the Greatcoat series, I'm falling in love with that. I want to go back to this, and I'm going to listen to this on the audio as it's narrated by the same narrator as the Greatcoats, and as you know, I love him, so I thought I would give the series another go. And then the final 2 books are just ones that I bought as a whim. I saw that they were on offer and I was like, oh, we have The Beckoning Shadow by Catherine Blair that's been on my TBR for about 3, maybe 4 years now. When did it come out? 2019. So this was one of the very first books that I ever put on my Goodreads TBR. And then I saw it on Wild Books for £3.40. And again, it was a hardback, and it's the the Book Box Club version. So it has a signed bookplate. Amazing. And then we have the paperback version of Dark Rise by C.S. Pacat, who is an author that I think I'm going to really like. But so far, you know, Fence featured a topic that I'm not really well known on, like fencing, a sport I'm not really that interested in. Then Captive Prince had the child pornography element that I wasn't so keen on. So I'm hoping that this might be like 3rd time I've finally hit on the winner, or they're just going to be an author where I'll read their stuff, but I know it's not going to be a favourite. And then I've just remembered I've got one final book that was a surprise by Ren, who just bought it for me randomly because they are a TJ Klune stan, and they sent me Under the Whispering Door, that I sat, I read, I cried. I will link to the vlog above if you want to see me having a bit of a cathartic cry at the end of this book, and I absolutely loved it. So those are all the books that I've hauled over the winter period. I know technically February is still winter and that we are still in the winter period, but honestly, it's the 11th of February now and I haven't hauled a single book, and I don't think I will be hauling any more this February. So yeah, we're just going to wait now until May, which is end of spring, and see what I get throughout the next 3 months. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've had any big hauls recently and what has been one of your favourite books. Have you read any books from your recent hauls? Let me know. I hope you're all good, I hope you're staying safe, and until next time, bye!